I know you've been waiting. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been waiting. And I'm here. I've been feeling a little under the weather, so that's why we're a little bit late with our recaps this week. But I am here and I'm ready to give it to y'all. All of this good commentary from your girl. So, hey, what is up? What's going on? If you are new, welcome to Ash's Recaps. Tonight we are recapping P Valley, episode 3. And y'all, can we just say things are getting juicier, juicier, and juicier? And first off, let me be clear what I'm here for. Why I watch P Valley. Because first off, the work, the pole work in these episodes are chef's kiss. Like I be sitting here just that yes, that's really me. That's really me. I really be sitting here just like first off, pole work is art. Like it or not, pole work is art. And seeing these girls on the pole, cause man, I love them strippers. Man, I love them strippers. Like 2 Chainz said, like y'all, that's what I'm here for. I am here to to see these girls give it all they got on the floor, on the main stage, on the pole. That's what I'm here for. I'm even here for seeing Uncle Clifford on the pole. Okay, y'all, can we give it? Can we give it up? Even if it's a stunt man, we ain't even gonna do all that. We gonna believe that that was really Clifford thick self, booty cheeks, swirling around that pole. All I can say is that gave me life. That gave me life. The pole work period, whether it's really them stunt men, stunt women, whatever, whatever. Pole work is an art. It's beautiful to me. It's yeah, as you can see, yes, that's why I watch this show. That's why I watch this show. So outside of all, the juiciness and the drama, and to see Clifford was on that pole, y'all. Okay, so all right, Ashley, get out of fantasy land and let's focus. Let's get on into this. All right, where are we gonna start? Cause y'all, all right, Lil Murda and Keyshawn, they are, oh, they've started like, their tour, and things got, kind of like crazy. And see, I had to realize, and I'm thankful because I started to like see like little things, and it had me thinking like it was putting me out of like it had me messing up my own theories, like what I have in my own mind, and then people be throwing wrenches and throwing in their craziness, and I had to be thinking like, oh, huh. Huh. Not to say anybody is wrong with their theories. Everybody has their theories. Everybody has their opinions. Whatever, whatever. But I want to stick to my own. I don't want nobody to taint what I think, is really going on or whatever or whatnot. Okay, can we get this out the way? What is this killer game that they be playing? Because I'm like, is it just something just to add, just to show the camaraderie, how tight, how cool, just to make touring fun? Like, what is the point of that? Like, what? Am I missing something here, or is it just like that's just something that's just happening on the show? Yeah, okay. Maybe it's just something that just happened on the show. So right. So what is it about pictures where you're cute, sexy, whatever, 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 stylish, and the background be like real rugged? What is it about that makes pictures pop? Because that death made, the little photo shoot that Berta and Keyshawn did, death pop. Because I don't know what it is about like settings like that, but that's what really like makes a photo like. I love that type of setting or whatever or whatnot. But okay, come on, get into it or whatever or whatnot. So is we want to stay here with them, Torrance seems to be, going great. She has, Keyshawn, her manager, stuck by what he said, and he, poured out all the stops, whatever, whatever. Even though, she's doing some like I guess, what could be considered suspicious behavior with Lil Murda. And I just call it suspicious in regards to because they're posting it. And of course, she's thinking about, Derek, right? Y'all know who we talk about. Her baby daddy back home. And clearly, my boy is not going to be all liking everything that's all going on and everything that he see. Even though she told him, you gotta trust me. She put that whippersnapper on him, gave him, a few, words. You gotta trust me. I killed a man for you. Ooh, yeah. He gonna be upset when he see like little things or whatever, especially when he already think that like little murder won't Keyshawn or whatever or whatnot. When clearly, little murder is very aware that, bruh, she wants you like clearly or whatever or whatnot. So, y'all, can we say that we're going to popping all over? Because I got to talk about what's popping up in my mind right now. So, is or is not roulette going to be trouble or not? Baby girl's already breaking rule number 4. She was a hoe. So she might have to hit the dough if Uncle Clifford ever find out. So they have them wear a mask. Old dude paid her, to take off her mask because he wanted to see her lips. And then as well, he wanted to get some extra little sloppy toppy from her too. Now, personally, yeah, I would have did it too for the buck. I would have did it too. Find a way to hide and sneak and get that thing done so I can get that dollar, okay? Because at the end of the night, did we see? Did we see? Roulette's bag. Roulette's bag was popping. And then, oh, poor little Jesus, Mercedes. Why am I be doing my girl like that? Because I ain't even trying to do all like that. Clearly, this arm injury has taken a toll or whatever or whatnot, and then adding into the fact that now Autumn don't even want to, let like she like basically she need to rest, she need to chill. Roulette and Whisper can basically handle the main stage, whatever. They can go up, like whatever. Like I don't know. I'm not, feeling how this is looking, how this is whatever. But one thing about Mercedes is, Mercedes ain't dumb. So at the same time, while she, she clearly is not really getting the bag right now with stripping, especially if she really can't get up there and do what really gets her that money, which is that pole work. So, and then she got the, the gym going on or whatnot. She's trying to get that straight. So remember last season, Coach was trying to, sponsor her and like help her, and she like nicely declined or whatever or whatnot. And now that offer was still on the table, and so her only stipulation was look. I need to meet your wife. Like the wife needs to like basically like give the okay in this or whatever or whatnot. So I was like, like okay, like that gave me like another viewing of like Mercedes or whatever or whatnot. So cool. But look, y'all, I got theories behind that. But all right, Ashley, slow down. Like, let's what we doing here? Cause you ready to jumpy. So let's stay on that. Let's talk about that, right? So one thing about it, Coach's wife is beautiful. Like, let's not even like get this hesitant. Like, she's a beautiful woman, and from jump, she was definitely given that. You better believe that I'm the main role. I might be the one actually running this because the way she slid short of the papers, like, you need to sign this page, and oh, and also this NDA, and also kind of like she had a little attitude or whatever or whatnot. But slowly but surely, we got to kind of like get to know her. Like she starts to kind of like open up or whatever or whatnot. So what happens is we already can kind of see like the what's up with like the wife with him with Coach and his wife or whatever or whatnot. So she is a photographer, but right now I guess she's probably not doing it professionally. So Coach basically is just like, she's talking about, I think it was Mercedes that mentioned the artwork on the wall, how it was, nice picture. Oh, that's what it was. Yes, she talked about how nice the artwork was on the wall of Coach. And he was like, yeah, his wife had did it when she was a photographer. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I am still a photographer. He's like, oh, you know what I mean, babe. Just like not professionally. And she just, the way, it was just like, put some respect on her name. Like the way it was like, okay, all right, I see it. Number one, I see it right there, right? So whether Mercedes tipped that or not, she was just like, well, nicely put coach in check. Like you need to recognize and just eye in the detail and talk about the details of the photo and what she liked about it or whatever, whatnot. And that right there gave definitely I felt like gave the wife a little bit of a different eye of Mercedes or whatever or whatnot. And then on top of that, when they the coach had got a phone call, so he stepped away and it left them two to kind of like conversate and have a conversation and just talking about like, you know, why did you want, my permission? And if you didn't get my permission, what would that have been like? And what's the name was like, at the end of the day, I got integrity, and if you would have said no, I would have. Then it would have been a no. She was like, basically, but you got integrity, but you a hoe. Like you basically about to get a condo, you about to get a monthly, allowance to fuck my husband. And I think Mercedes like got her good. Like she's like, okay, touche, but at the same time, we all can be a hoe for something. Okay, so at the same time the wife makes mention of, oh well, I don't even like, you're basically getting more than what I'm getting, whatever, whatever, whatever. So it was like, okay, like this might be all right, this actually might be a little bond. So what happens next is coach was like, oh, you should go get up and do da da da. She was just like, no. The wife was like, no, I don't need to see what brings all the husbands to the yard. I was like, no, she didn't. Like, and at the same time, like, I can understand that. It's like I can understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, I don't know if I can understand. I don't not even understand it if I could do that lifestyle to allow my husband to, have them because, like she said, he's, the other women didn't care that I was the wife. They didn't need my permission. Like what makes you different, from them, and so Mercedes kind of like standing out in that sense amongst the other women, especially when she basically has no the wife feel like she has no respect basically in the relationship. Let me be clear. Let me just get it on out there, y'all. I very well think that the wife might fall in love with Mercedes, or hey, maybe they might end up having a thing or whatever, whatever. Either way, like I said, Mercedes gets up there, does that work, y'all. Then she does it. First off, first off, stars. If you wanted me to, have relations with myself, to maybe like you should have just prepared me. Cause one, you got Mercedes up here doing this wonderful work with her wonderful body, and then secondly, we got y'all, she dancing to my song, Morning by Tiana and Kalani. Kalani, yes. When I say that is my song, y'all, that is my song. But y'all, things get real interesting, right? So, like, first off, all right, stay there, Ashley. The way the wife was looking at her, I was like, yeah, this gonna change things up. Like I don't know how. I see something here. I see something here. Something is going to happen there. They're gonna form a relationship, a bond, something. Maybe Mercedes gonna help her husband to see something different, coach to see something different in his wife. I don't know what it is, but it's something there. It's something there. And really, I really very well believe that the wife is gonna fall in love with Mercedes, but we're gonna hold on that note. Y'all just keep that in mind, okay? Just in case that happened. Y'all remember, y'all heard it here first. So, or maybe second, depending on somebody else said it and y'all watch their video first. That's what happens when you be late to the party. So, anywho, what happened was, when she was done doing her work, though, I think they were both surprised that the wife got naked and was ready to get in on the party. They both looked at her like, and I was like, ooh, why they gotta look at her like that? Like, y'all don't even want her to be involved. So, they getting it in, and Terica is blowing her up. So let's rewind it a little bit, right? Because in the beginning, Terica is at the grandma church getting, like the supplies and the donations that the supplies and things uh Terica's, Mercedes' mom. I can't remember what's her Pastor Woodbine. Is that thing like what her last name is? I can't remember her first name. So anyway, even though the door, even though Terica definitely said, "Oh, it's like Patrice or something like that," because she was like, "Girl, you better act like don't let this soup fool you. I stump you in a hole like a." I was like, "Oh yeah, country grandma, why you playing with her? Why you playing with her like you can call her by her first name? Girl, you trying to get slapped." So she pulls up on her, and not only does she want one box, she wants two boxes, right? Saying that it's for a neighbor. Now, she already called it. The pastor already called it and was like, Grandma already called it. It was just like, first off, where your mama at? The one that raised you. It's like, oh, she at home sleep at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? First off, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Clearly she's lying. You can tell the suspiciousness on her face. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And I'm trying to recollect as to like, what was the deal with the mom that raised her or whatever or whatnot, right? So Pastor Wabine, like I said, knew that she was lying, but also gave her four boxes. Four boxes, y'all. So when before Mercedes was about to go in to have the meeting basically with Coach and the wife, she was on the phone with Terica and they showed basically where the mom was passed out on the couch. And clearly you see some empty, like an empty decanter glass and like a regular glass. It's like this much. Both seemed like it had like a little bit of liquor in it. So I'm like, oh, she over here drunk as a skunk. So what's happening is after this, they literally getting it in, and Terica is blowing her phone up. But it ain't even Terica. It's the police basically letting her know that she needs to come and get Terica because the mama is in the back seat smelling like alcohol, and clearly Terica. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a minute, Terica can drive. Terica is that old that she can drive? Like it's been that like she can drive. So when they finally said he's like, oh, she's underage, blah blah blah. Okay, thank you. I knew I wasn't going out of my mind. And then poor baby, she ended up getting the whole truth just about, when, of course, because of course, Mercedes goes to get her, and she ends up hearing like the whole truth of everything, like Mercedes being 15, and that's what it was. Mercedes was with that woman's husband or that woman's man, and when he went on his deathbed, he made her promise that she would take care of Terica, and she kept that promise. Even though the man that even though she's being faithful to a dead, she's basically upset because like, I'm over here being faithful to a dead man who couldn't be faithful to me while alive or whatever or whatnot. So she's like, do you think I really wanted to look up in the mistake, my husband, his mistake every day? You didn't have to, but I guess that we, us women, that's what we do. Well, we y'all. I don't need to even go there because that's gonna end up turning into something else or whatever or whatnot. So, you know, when Terica approached her about it or whatever or whatnot, like we have to realize as parents is you just need to say you're wrong. Cause for kids, it's kind of really nothing you can say, especially when to them you're giving excuses for why you didn't do this or you wasn't there or you didn't get me or did I. It's excuses. Say I could have done things better. I could have tried harder, and just leave it at that. Don't say but da da da. But da da da, because the kids that's nothing. That don't mean nothing to them, and it don't make them feel better. And it's not to say that I think at the end of the day, definitely taking responsibility and accountability is definitely the role here in the way that Mercedes is going to have to go if she's thinking that things are going to, just get better, with Terica or whatever or whatnot. So let's see. Should we get back to this tour, y'all? So what's happening on tour? Yo, first off, was that was that the same dude? The Pico Rico dude, was that the same dude that was in the back of the car? So tell me this, because I almost thought that somebody's theory was true that I was talking about earlier until the episode ended up finishing through, and I was just like, yeah, if that's gonna come out, if that is what it is, it's not gonna come out right now. And as of right now, I don't, excuse me, I don't think that that theory is true. And it was basically that, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Basically, that somebody else's theory that I seen on TikTok was that Lil Murda and the guy that got out of jail, his security guy now, um, they had a thing that they were in love, that they were in a relationship, and it was basing it off of, whatever, whatever. I didn't get into it, but so when they ran into when the Pico Rico dude, showed up or whatever or whatnot, and I was like, wait, is that the dude? Cause didn't somebody catch Clifford and Lil Murda together? Was that his manager? Who was that? Who was all right? So this Pico Rico dude, right? So he walks in, whatever, whatever. Apparently there is like some past beef or whatever or whatnot. So anywho, fast forward or whatever, whatnot. The show is over. They're leaving, and Pico Rico over here, guy, is talking mad shit. He's just like whatever, whatever. Basically, he basically like hints that he don't like girls, or that Lil Murda don't like girls. That basically Lil Murda's on the other team, and I immediately thought, oh, he's saying that to the little security guy that got out of jail, and I'm like, oh, that might be true. Oh no, maybe he know about them too. And I remember, but wait, somebody did catch Clifford and Murda together. Who was that? Cause I can't remember. So y'all make sure you help a girl out and drop it in the comments, and let's help each other make this stuff make sense. Cause I'm still trying to figure out who is this dude, why is he important. All I know is security dude knocked that dude out. Okay, he was going wham, 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 wham. He was going in. He was going in very nicely going there, right? So when they end up like having like a little moment together or whatever or whatnot, they get to talking about what had happened, when they were in prison, and how basically, to me now, I understand that bond. Now I understood that hug, that pat on the neck or whatever that the person was trying to say, whatever, whatever. Like, yeah, it's a nigga thing when your dude held you down, when your dude basically saved your life. And it's kind of like they saved each other's lives. Like, murder was got shanked. The friend, end up helping him and killing Boosie or whatever or whatnot, but ended up serving, spent a lot of time in the hole. And he was just saying how it was murders, like little raps and little verses or whatever or whatnot, is what really saved him, is what really was light in that darkness or whatever or whatnot. So now I can get that bond, that suspicious hug or whatever or whatnot that they had with each other when he got out of prison or jail or whatever or whatnot, right? So speaking of that, let's talk about champagne, campaign, champagne, campaign, champagne, campaign. Like, I actually feel like that's like a bit of a bop. Like, I actually kind of like that. Like, I'm sitting here like, do I need to see if I can find that on Apple Music? Like, does this have like a soundtrack? Can I get some champagne campaign? Like, I was actually rocking with the bop a little bit or whatever, right? So let's see, y'all. What else do we need to talk about? What else has happened in this show that I just might not have not mentioned? Oh, let's talk about this. I know what I can tell y'all. I can tell y'all one thing, because y'all know Mercedes Mama, like what I said, Pastor Woodbine or whatever her name is. I do not like her. Y'all know I'm not a fan. But what I am a fan of is her standing up to made this temporary mayor here, getting the pastors all together to basically get their, to get their congregations, to vote him into this office. Pastor Woodbine was tearing all on his little stage, his little presentation. She was just knocking, talking all kinds of mess or whatever or whatnot. And I'm for her. How long are we gonna keep on trusting these clear people to do things to help us and to bring our community up, and then only to find out that right they just going to end up building a golf course on our ass? Like there's nothing about this. There's nothing about this casino that's going to be beneficial to us. They not going to hire us because they're basically saying that we're ignorant and that we're stupid. We can't read, we can't write, we can't count. So I'm with her on that. With that being said, her pushing back on and then when he basically was like, "Oh, you got on the wrong side of the neighbor," and he comes shutting down her congregation because it's because she was not abiding by the 6 feet apart quarantine. Not necessarily quarantine, it ain't quarantine or whatever, but the mandates for when you're in groups or whatever or whatnot. So he called himself shutting her down. Oh, oh, but do you think she took that lightly? Oh no, ma'am. She like, huh? If I mess with the wrong neighbor, you'd have messed with the wrong bitch. I was like, oh shit now. Oh, it's on. It is on, y'all. It is, y'all. This thing here is getting more and more and more interesting or whatever or whatnot. So let me see. Let's sit here and get back to the PYNK or whatever or whatnot. Like, one thing about it though, Whisper. One thing about it, it's her name Whisper for a reason. Like, it's the fact that her name is Whisper, and then she's just so like spiritual and whatever, whatever. Like, one thing about it, her and Roulette do a good job together. They are like a good duo, like Gizmo, like Gizmo and Miss and Keyshawn was, right. Like, they were a good little team, and they are too. Like, they be really doing like some killer work. Even though yet again she breaking rules, showing her titties on the main stage, and Clifford rule is you don't show no titties on the like. I told y'all she might be a little bit trouble. She's gonna be breaking a whole lot of rules. And then what is this little thing with Gizmo dude is now like and her? What that gonna be about? What that gonna be about? What is that gonna be about, y'all? I don't know. But we best stay tuned. Because even at the end, when she catch, him and Big L and clearly doing their thing with the drugs or whatever, whatnot, or pills or whatever, whatnot, like, and she do that little wink or whatever, is it because, like, what did they talk about, like, when they started talking? What did we miss? Like, what's going on? Y'all, also, I know what I found interesting that we didn't really talk about is it actually, so I know I said from the get go that one thing about it was Clifford was not going to want to sell the PYNK. So actually, him and Autumn actually got to sitting and talking about the situation again, because Andre was hitting her up about the deal again. She's still sticking to her 10 mil or whatever or whatnot, but to hear Clifford to actually consider the number that he would get if they did sell. But clearly his main focus is just like where these girls gonna go. Like, and of course Autumn ain't thinking about them. So she like, why you thinking about them? Why you worried? Like, it's kinda like, you know, so it does make you think like, would Cliff be willing like to take that cash if that cash was actually presented, or does he really just believe that they're not going to get they're not going to get that type of money, so it's nothing really to be talked about, really here, because it's not even going to go through. So I don't know, it's pretty interesting. But I will tell you what's more interesting is the thought of is you know that one cow brother that uh if he is technically cow brother, because he might be a different, he might have a different last name, but that one cow brother that's like the black sheep or whatever, whatnot, him and Andre working together, and them just mentioning basically Andre running against Wayne Kyle or whatever whatnot in this mayor election or whatever whatnot, and then he is willing to back him and pay for his campaign and all that. Like, y'all, family, the blood is going to get, y'all. Do you know the ruckus, the mess that that is going to cause? And we are going to be here for it. We are going to be here for all of it. It's going to be so. Yeah. But one thing's for sure. But one thing, y'all, is we love, a good love story. And even though Clifford is playing so hard to get, to see that he is collecting those postcards that Murder is sending and hanging them up, it's like we all still got some hope. Like I forgot that Keyshawn know that him and Clifford is like really is a thing. Like how many people actually really know? Cause like for real, we know that that Lil Murder is technically on the down low. Let's talk about that, like how we ain't talking about brothers being on the down low no more. Cause remember that used to be a thing. But okay, focus Ashley. So that still just gives me faith that I don't know. We something. We just never know could come to pass. So I think I done commentated enough for y'all on this episode and my thoughts. I really, really want to, yeah, I really think, well, anything that I, think about that I might not have said, I'm gonna drop in a mention. I'm gonna drop in the comments. It'll be pinned. But I definitely hope that y'all enjoyed this recap. Definitely comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this episode. Any theories that you might have that I might have mentioned. Any theories that I may have not mentioned. And I will see y'all next week. And this time I'm not making no promises to be on time. Because every time I make a promise to be on time, something happens. Something happens. So, later, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.